Crazy is I just listed all of these one, two, three, four books on Monday. It's Wednesday, and they already sold. Wednesday, it is Wednesday, May 7th, 2025. I'm Andrew from 510 Books, and it's the Tolkien book came from that 20 boxes of books, donated books. The Stephen King, The Shining, Carrie, Stephen King, and Salem's Lot, Stephen King, all came from that lot, and I just listed those a few days ago, and they all sold. To me, this is just reinforcing the idea of listing your stuff as soon as possible. And for me, that has become how it's changed in my business, where I used to say, oh no, I'm going to get through all of these 20 boxes of books. And then when I have the big pile of stuff to list, I'll list it all at once. Versus, this is the amount of stuff I found for eBay today. So I'm going to photograph it for me while I'm in the store, in my retail store, so that when I go home, I can list it. So I plan it out that way, right? So that it gets listed the same day that I find it. Versus, I'm going to wait a week, week and a half, however long it takes me to get through all of the new inventory. And then when I have 40, 50 books to list, I'll just list them all at once. Or I'll go for a couple of days. When it makes much more sense, like I've said in the past, to immediately list things when you have them, and to not do the nonsense of the drafts. It makes no sense. Why would I have 50 drafts to cover the next 10 or 5 days, let's say, 10 items a day, when I could put all 50 in one day? I could list all, or have all 50 go live in one day. That person that has all of them go live, or in this instance, list things right away as you get them, will sell more quickly the items that they list, period. End of discussion. There's no discussion going on because your items aren't live. No one can see them, so they can't be sold. Especially if you have quality items. Like I've got these quality books, and I knew they were going to sell quickly, but I didn't know they'd sell this quickly. So this sold on Amazon for $7. Not worth listing unless you're doing bulk. But anyway, large quantity, volume. This sold for $69.99. This sold for $59.99. These are book club editions, even though they don't say it on the inside of the front flap of the dust jacket. These are not first editions. First editions would go for much more money. But this one's $59.99, $69.99. Someone bought both of them together, so I'm shipping them together. And then this lot of Banana Republic CDs sold for $15 plus shipping. Those came from the 5 CD-only Gaylords that were scanned for FBA, and they left everything else. If you remember, I got those for free, but I just had to pay for the delivery. Still keep selling stuff from that batch. The Shining, Stephen King. This is from 1977. It is also a book club edition. However, it doesn't say it, but you see 1977. Just do your research. I figured out that it's book club edition from others that are listed and have sold for $69.99. So look for these covers, guys. Look for that Shining, this Carrie, and Salem's Lot covers, because those are worth some money and they sell quickly. This is J.R.R. Tolkien, Lord of the Rings, illustrated by, I think it's Alan Lee. This one is very this one sold for, did I say it? $39.99 plus shipping. So apparently originally it was $70. But illustrated by Alan Lee from, it says 91, I guess it's 1991. And there's lots of illustrations in here, cool ones like that. So photograph some of the illustrations when you list it. That's what I did. And people will find it. List right away. Plan to list right away. Have a plan too. If you get a ton of stuff, you can't. If you're only cherry picking, you cherry pick 100 items in a day. You obviously can't then turn around and list 100 items in that day, but just list them immediately. The next day, if you can do 100 in a day, great. If you can do 50, great. Then do 50 and 50 the next 2 days. List them right away. Don't go, oh, I'm going to get more. No, just list what you have, period. That's how you make money. You're not going to make money sourcing, and then unlisted items don't make money, period. And then you just go out and find more after you list them. Source, list, not source. then list. Unless you're only finding 1 or 2 items a day, which means that you've got to find better sources, of course. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 items on eBay, and then 1 on Amazon. So a really good 24 hours of sales for sure. Someone's about to show up and buy a bunch of VHS tapes. Hey. So I was going to share with you that someone was coming, or literally just showing up to buy the VHS tapes. I had 175 of them. And then he showed up. So I sold all of them, got rid of them, which is awesome. Now all I have over here is actually what's going to go into my dollar sale, which is books, DVDs, and CDs. I just don't believe that if I put VHS tapes out at the dollar sale that they'll sell well. So anyway, I dove into another. Anyway, that's great. Sell locally. Selling locally is, just to put a little bow on that, selling locally is a pain in the butt generally, unless you have something that people really want. So like I have a couple things on there that has had little interest. No one's showed up. Very few people have asked about it. I always forget to take them off. But when you have something like the VHS tapes and that kind of thing, or anything that's popular that people want, you're going to get people to show up. However, even though there's an interest, there's more of an interest and more people are going to message you, you still have to get someone to physically show up to meet you to sell the item, right? So it's always a challenge, but for that kind of stuff, you just got to dig in and make it happen. So I dove into another box, and it's like every box is a party. I got all of this stuff, all these graphic novels that are going to go into my store here. Those are going in the second store. And then all this stuff I'm going to list on eBay. So these two, look out for them. These are called archive editions, DC archive editions. The Golden Age Spectre. This is volume 1, and this one is super popular apparently. Sells for around $100. There's not one copy on eBay right now, so I'm going to list that for over 100. And this one is Golden Age Starman, volume 1. List that for $40. And there's the first 2 Batmans, and then there's the first 3 Supermans, and then I have this lot of books, which is called, I forgot the name of it, but anyway, there's 10 of them. It's a complete set. So that's just out of one box. Those are going to get listed today. I'm going to dive into another box, see what I find, and hopefully I keep finding really good stuff like this. It's been a really good donation pickup for sure. Definitely slowed down my pace on going through these boxes, but it's only because I found really good stuff today that I can sell on eBay. So I photographed it, put it in my car, and I'll be listing it at home. I had, I showed you, right? 2 individual books and then 3 lots. So 5, it's not a lot, but they're all good, cumulatively going to go for good money. And it just enables me to list them right away versus I'm going to put it off to the end of the week or next week, that kind of thing. I'd rather have them up there for sale today and through the rest of the week. But I still have a lot of boxes to go. So tomorrow, Thursday, I am going to be here from 10 to 5. And depending on what I find in these boxes, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Depending on what I find, I will see if I can get through a lot more or if it'll be the same. Because if I come across another box where there's, half a dozen items that I can list, it depends on what it is too, how long it takes. The lots tend to take a little bit longer. But if there's some stuff that is individual books, that kind of thing, I can list it a bit quicker. Also, I know that this box here has cassette tapes, so I'm not going in through that until the end. Looks like there's a few CDs in there as well. But that's what I'll be doing tomorrow, see how much I get through it. But I'd rather, tomorrow if I get into a box, when I get into the first box, if there's not that much in there, if there's, very little to no items to sell online, I'm just going to keep going through boxes until I get together about, depending on what they are, 6, 7, 8, whatever items, and then I'll list them tomorrow. So I might spend half the day doing that. Just depends on what they are and how long it takes. But I would love to get through them because I'm really kind of chomping at the bit to look into that source that I talked about in a previous video, and I have yet to explore because I want to get through these boxes because there's good stuff in there, and also it's taking a bunch of space and it needs to be sorted through. especially because I'm finding such good stuff. Today, I sold those VHS tapes, which was awesome. Getting rid of those, it feels even better than getting the money for them, to be honest, because it was taking up 4 bankers boxes, and I actually transferred them into other boxes that I got for the book donations, and so I can use those bankers boxes. But it feels even better to free up the space, honestly. But freed up the space, and now got a little money for it and can move on. And seeing that it is genuinely a way to make some extra money off of VHS tapes is just to sell them in big lots locally. And there is a lot of interest. I don't know if there's much interest in selling a bunch of CDs, different genres, or Blu-rays definitely, or DVDs. My guess is no, probably more on the CDs than on the DVDs, but I'm going to put those in my sale anyway, my $1 sale. So I got to take off. I'll see you in the next video. Keep your eyes open. Talk to people, let them know what you do. You never know. Building relationships is going to be the best thing for your reselling business. Finding consistent sources and trusting people, them trusting you, building that relationship is going to make all the difference, and being able to week in and week out find consistent inventory. And I can't stress enough, set your parameters for listing on eBay. Same thing for Amazon, right? If you're focused on Amazon, is, what's the minimum profit or the minimum amount of money you're willing to list an item for? So is it $20, not, $20 profit, or $20? $20 profit is about a $30 item in general, roughly, right? It depends. Depends on how much it weighs, that kind of thing. So if it's promoted, all that stuff. But that's why I've lately, for a while now, have been staying around $30 and up. And that's what I'm doing. I'm just getting more, I want a leaner and meaner and more profitable eBay inventory, as in when an item sells, an item that I've listed in the last few months, I know that it's going to be a higher profit item. I'm not, putting up $10 items again, unless it's going to sell it. Like I sold that John Wayne CD for $6.99. It was sealed, but it sold right away within like a week. Was it even worth it? I feel like it doesn't take very much time. I made a few bucks, and someone got it. They're happy. I wouldn't be able to sell it in my store. So, whatever, that kind of stuff. I don't do that many like that. But you get my point, right? Is in general, staying above a certain threshold and leaving the rest of it. I'm fortunate in that I have my store to put stuff into. So people will randomly come along and buy stuff that I've had sitting for a while. As an example, somebody bought a bunch of religious records, vinyl records, that hardly anyone ever even looks through, let alone buys. So that's what's good for me to be stocked up on a variety of niches and genres, and that's everything. But anyway, a few thoughts going through my head. I will talk to you tomorrow. I will see you in the next video, or you probably won't see me. Keep working hard. Keep pushing. Take care.